mode. Just kind of reading the chats, blah blah blah. All that good jazz. There we go, and we are off and set. Starting over here at the top left side of the map, the Zerg, who's just been dominating these past two games, hitting that late game composition and walking over to hit those poor Terran opponents. We have the Teal Zerg, Live Zerg. His opponent sitting in cross position, representing Team Empire. In the purple trunks, we have EmpireBeastyQT. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a PBZ game number 4. RoX.KiS still having a lead at 2-1 in this best of 7 King of the Hill finals for the IPL 4 Acme blah blah blah. So for Russia, basically it's the IPL 4 Team League playoffs. I mean finals for Russia. For those who are not aware, basically. As we look and see, looks like just going to be a standard play. Looks like a Forge Fast Expand coming up from EmpireBeastyQT. Definitely like this. And this is actually something really neat I kind of get to talk about. For those who don't know, BeastyQT definitely is one of, if I'm not mistaken, the most recent player, the most recent addition aside to Braddock for Team Empire. He is Greek. He's a Greek player, if I'm not mistaken. But the coolest thing ever is there was a time and day where I used to cast a lot of craft cups, usually weekly, and also happens, this is good story time, guys. Also happens, I'm casting a craft cup. There's this guy BeastyQT in the finals, and I've never seen him play, never heard of him before. And he just absolutely just rolled through everything. I don't think he dropped one set the whole entire tournament. Walks over everybody and then just takes over, completely shuts out the finals. Like, absolutely dominates. One of the most impressive performances I've seen in a long time. And it also happens a couple days later, there's an announcement on Team Empire's website. We signed a new player, BeastyQT. I'm like, holy crap, that's absolutely awesome. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm basically credited for BeastyQT getting signed to Team Empire. Just kidding, no, not really, but definitely it was really neat to see him play before he got signed for Empire. Definitely figured out why he got picked up by them. Very, very good player. Now, as we saw a little bit of micro happening here, LiveZerg able to pick off that probe. Probe's not going to be able to get any more scouting possible. But basically, no, Zerg is playing standard. He's not going anything too greedy. He's not going for a 6-pull or anything that crazy. So already, BeastyQT's basically ready, getting that Forge Fast Expand put up. Has the gate, has the pylon, the cannon's already halfway done. And yeah, I mean, just in layman's terms, for Zerglings, they're not going to do anything. At most, if he tries to do some sort of run by in there, he's only going to be able to get one inside the base if he even wanted to. So here we go. Lives are kind of popping up. Gonna see what's going on. And oh, sees that cannon. He's like, oh boy, gotta get back. He's just gonna back up. Don't want to engage in that. Sometimes, you know, gateway expand or something like that. So once in a while, those links can get a little bit more of a free run at it. So as we check out and see, meanwhile on the backside, basically with PBZ guys right now, the metagame is Zerg tries to take as long as the Protoss is not going to be playing too greedy or doing some sort of one base build, the Zerg is going to attempt to get really quick 3 base, drone up very hard, and then attempt to try to get to a late game composition as long as the Protoss doesn't hit them with a very strong 2 base aggressive timing that we see oh so often. You know, the typical Immortal, Sentry, Stalker, Zealot composition that is just very hard to handle. I mean, it doesn't matter how good of a player you are, it is very, very hard to handle still. As we see, one upgrade already underway. Core has just finished up, and the first Zealot is out, and he's just heading across the map. If I had to assume, he is going straight for that 3rd base to make sure it's there. So very nice IQ play by BeastyQT, trying to get at least some scouting information, make sure the 3rd base is there, because you know what, sometimes Protoss doesn't get the best scout, and they can start assuming stuff like a Zerg 1-3 base, but without a proper scout, they don't realize that the Zerg might be trying to just trick them out and go for a 2 base Spire muta timing. I mean, I've seen players like Demaga do that all the time, and I mean, I've seen it several times where I'm just like, wow, definitely that sucks. That sucks. The Protoss doesn't scout and just kind of falls over to something simple like that, as a simple scouting mistake. But as we see, attack 1 is underway. That is attack 1, right? Yeah, that's attack 1 underway. We do have also core warp gate upgrade getting finished up. And yeah, I mean, oh, check this out, really neat. We got a Stargate just finished up on the backside. Phoenixes are out, and it looks like Misa's going to be going to Stargate build. This is actually something I have not seen from him yet, so this is very interesting to watch. The Overlords are trying to get a little bit of a nice scout. He does see right now that there's double gas getting taken right now, but it doesn't confirm anything for sure. But again, without a proper scout, it's going to be very hard for him to see. There is another Overlord trying to pop on the backside, the one that left. He's trying to get out of there, but will he be able to? He knows that there's an Overlord still over there. He was never able to kill off, so he's going to try to position that Stalker there in place. And this could be really huge because if LiveZerg does not know about this, he could be in a lot of trouble. These Phoenixes could do so much damage. This could do so much damage. There's basically free reign on queens, on drones, on basically anything he wants in this game. And the worst thing that could happen right now is if LiveZerg just decide to go Spire for some reason, but it looks like he's not. As we do see, great composition of Lings and Roaches, basically trying to prepare himself for some sort of two-base timing if he possibly can. But this is just a huge problem right now for LiveZerg. He's just not able to get a clean scout and see what's going on. And because of that, Misa just might have a huge advantage, especially with 4 Phoenixes. This could do so much. This could pick off so much, and it's scary. But already kind of anticipating, just in case there's Dark Templars, in case there's anything, putting up a Spore Crawler, just in case, putting one up at the front over here, and probably should put one up at the natural right here, just in case, to prevent any sort of run bys. But yeah, I mean, this is just still very dangerous territory with this many Phoenixes heading across the map. As long as he avoids the Spore Crawlers, this could do so much damage. There we go, Spore Crawler on the way. Get out of the way of the Spore Crawler. Oh, a little bit of damage done outside of the shield. And there we go. This is what we were talking about, guys. The problem, we got one queen already going down. Spore Crawler is about halfway done. And he's just going to try to pick off as many drones as he possibly can before the Spore Crawler does finish up. And already 3 drones killed. A queen was picked off. Exactly not the most cost-effective trade for a lot of Phoenixes. And it's going to be very hard for him to continue as well without more Phoenix numbers. I actually like this right now by LiveZerg. Great positioning on the spores, spread out fairly even. That way the Phoenixes can't get a clean pick off or a clean spot to try to pick anything off. And as you see, look at Mista's vision. He just sees that Spore Crawler and doesn't want any part of that. You might be able to pick off a few drones right here. Yes, you will. And again, the pro. Oh god, I apologize. The Protoss with proper micro, he can actually take a few hits from those Spore Crawlers, get those shields knocked off, and just go back once the shields regenerate and go for another pick off. Try to pick off as many as you can. But as we see, only 7 drones have been able to pick off. But this could actually be very interesting because you could start picking off some of the heavier units for LiveZerg, pick off some of the Roaches and some of the Lings that are sitting there. So he's got to be very careful. It's just the only thing with the Graviton, he needs more energy to be able to actually make that happen. But LiveZerg getting a big, nice composition. We actually could even potentially see some sort of counterattack as long as he's careful. Because, again, Roaches and Lings don't exactly fight well with Phoenixes because, well, they can't shoot up. But as we see, great job right now by Misa just still continuing harassing, never giving up on those Phoenixes even if there are spores. Has taken a little bit of health damage on those Phoenixes, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. As we see, Forge 2 attack is just about finished up. We got the first Colossus popping out, and Misa is taking his 3rd base very cleanly. Stargate not really getting utilized, but this is nice. You know what? This is a good opener as long as he's safe. Eventually, this is going to be an easier way for him to transition into a mothership, if you want to call it. And great job by Misa, never giving up on the Phoenixes, continually harassing with them, trying to pick off unit here and there. Guys, every little unit counts, man. Every little thing counts. And as we see, 3rd base finally up and running for Misa, so that's awesome. I'm going to get that 3-base economy. Meanwhile, LiveZerg able to take his 4th base cleanly as well. No problems at all. Probably should put up a couple spores just in case, so no harass can come to that base later on with the Phoenixes as well. Now, this is an interesting situation. The Infestors are out for LiveZerg, so Misa has to be very careful with those Phoenixes. He can't just get those out there. Can't put those out there in the open because one fungal or a couple fungals will basically really hurt them, and these will be free units for the picking. And now he's heading across the map. Oh, I don't know if LiveZerg sees this. He does not. Phoenixes are going to run on the backside, and they're just going to try to do some sort of harass. They're going to try to do a run by, but the Colossus already there in place. Doesn't have range though. Range is not ready, I don't think, for the Colossus. As we see, did he forget about range? Yes, he did. LiveZerg actually, Misa actually forgot about range right now. I don't think he realizes it. And this could be a huge problem for him because he could have picked off a hell of a lot more units if he had that range upgrade ready. But basically continuing with the attack upgrades, trying to get 3 attack, already got that mothership core out, plus the mothership already underway. Which base is it coming out of? It is coming out of the natural. Now I do hope that Misa does realize the Colossus range is not finished up and he does something with it. Also, as well as checks out what's going on with the Phoenixes, he actually should be able to graviton the Queen or at least one of the Infestors, trying to pick some of those bad boys off. And just so many fungals, that's what I was talking about. Just very hard to engage. He's going to try to get out of there or might just give up some of the Phoenixes, and I guess he's just going to give them up for now. Oops, has one survive. The good news, able to pull out some of the fungals, so that does kill some of the energy right now for the Zerg player, unfortunately. But here we go, Misa trying to take the 4th base right now. Meanwhile, LiveZerg trying to keep up with the macro game as well, taking the 5th base, and this could be a little bit of a problem. Big little counter run by right now coming by LiveZerg with Lings and Roaches. I'm going to assume one Ling's going to try to get a peek and see if there's a 4th base up. Sees it, and will he go for it? Yes, he will. Here come the Roaches, here come the Lings. And they're going to try to knock that down as quick as possible, but the Colossus, the Sentries, and the Stalkers are already in position. Oh no, poor decision making by LiveZerg. He needs to pull back, needs to notice that sooner. Lost a bunch of Lings, a lot of free units. Finally, Misa realizes that his range upgrade for his Colossus is not finished up, basically realizing, why do I have to get so close to those Roaches to shoot them? Should be further away. Should be able to be further away to shoot them, so finally able to knock those down and get them out of the way. And here we go, the mothership is just about out. There it is, that beautiful thing popping up. Colossus, another one popping out, and we got already shield upgrade. So very interesting decision by Misa, not deciding to go with any armor upgrades. He's got 0, actually he's got 1 armor up. He's not continuing with 1 armor, so he's just going with shields right now. Very interesting decision. This might be due to the fact that there's fungals on the map. Due to the fact Broodlords might be kind of pot-shotting him a little bit. Armor might not make too much of a difference. Maybe better to have a little bit more shields around for him to utilize. But this is neat because basically what we're going to see right now is a very late game Zerg and Protoss composition. The typical battle we guys see, man, that mothership versus the Zerg army. Lots of spine crawlers right now on the map for LiveZerg right now. Very defensively sound. Not a lot of Protoss units can get by for free. I would suggest maybe putting a Spore just a tiny bit closer to the spines, and especially this group right here, because if in fact Misa does decide to go Dark Templar, some of the harass might be a little bit too much for him to handle. But overall, just continuing the macro game, Misa doing a great job putting up some extra cannons over here. Make sure no weak run by at least can get by. Lings will get picked off really quick. Good job still utilizing that 1 Phoenix he still has. I am wondering, where is his observer? He should have an observer over him, but he does not. And I guess he's just going to go for it. Misa's just going to press. Great fungal by LiveZerg. The mothership does have enough for 1 Vortex, and not a lot of units right now out for LiveZerg. I don't think he was ready for this. And oh my god. Oh my god. The beautiful Vortex. Get that Archon in there, Misa. Get that Archon in there. And seriously, Misa, seriously, get that Archon in there. He didn't get that Archon in there. But here we go. All the Infestors pop out. They will go down very fast, trying to pop out as many fungals as he can. There we go. Broodlords are going, and now this is a problem situation for LiveZerg. He doesn't have the Corruptor numbers. He doesn't have the unit numbers, and yeah, he just doesn't have any defenses there ready or left. And beautiful timing hit by Misa, forcing the GG out of LiveZerg. 2-2 tied up. Beautiful work. Wow.